It is September 13th, 2024. This weekend is the Liberty Hunt in the state of Michigan. So, for those that are 16 years or younger, or for those that are disabled, they can go out hunting this weekend. It's a heck of a lot of fun for anybody that has kids or did this when they were a kid. It's special for kids because they get to finally go out. It's special because they're the only ones that can hunt, so the focus is all on them trying to get a deer. For those that have physical disabilities, it's easier to go this time of year rather than later in the year when the weather can be harder for them to deal with. Maybe it's harder to get out there later in the year, so it's more accessible. This is a great way to try to drive people into the sport. Everybody is aware who drives on our roads that there's an overpopulation of deer, so this is a great way to try to get new sportsmen into the field. Earlier this year, over the summer, the Natural Resource Commission, that's a commission that establishes our hunting regulations. They set a new regulation that starting next year, this youth hunt, which is also known as the Liberty Hunt, and the Independence Hunt, which is for specifically only for disabled hunters, which comes usually in mid-October. Both of those would be does only starting next year, so you wouldn't be able to shoot bucks. I have a lot of issues with this. I think biggest problem is that it's going to drive people away from the sport. This is a great tool to help to get new sportsmen out there, and it's going to crush enthusiasm. People just aren't going to want to go out there and watch a buck walk past and not be able to shoot it. That's not a very fun experience. So I introduced legislation. It was read in this week, Senate Bill 996. It would prevent this regulation from being able to go into effect before it would next year. I also went yesterday to the Natural Resource Commission meeting, and I spoke to them both about informing them I introduced this bill and also expressing why I was opposing the regulation they put forth and asked for them to rescind it before it takes effect. I'm going to read I gave some short comments there yesterday. I'm just going to read a little bit just to I want people to understand why I think that this policy is not very effective and should be rescinded. So I said, I have 5 children, all under 12 years old, and this hunt is something that is highly anticipated in my household all year long. I know this sentiment is shared in many homes throughout Michigan. My oldest recently asked why the Natural Resource Commission made this change. I told him I did not know. It could not be to draw more youth into hunting because taking away the ability to shoot bucks is going to crush enthusiasm. It is not going to lead to more does being harvested overall because the best tool we have to attract new hunters will be rendered significantly less effective. The state, in effect, would be asking kids to do what many adult deer hunters won't do themselves: shoot does exclusively. I would be willing to support a policy change like this if there was some truly evidence-based public benefit, but I do not see it. I want to give the commission a little bit of credit. I think their intent is right. I think they're trying to focus on does to bring our deer population down. I just fundamentally disagree that this policy is going to work. And frankly, it just kind of sucks the fun out of hunting. So our kids have been through enough these last 4 years. Anybody who's a parent of young kids has seen them miss birthdays, birthday parties that they weren't able to go to, not being able to sit in groups at school, missing sporting events, you name it, all sorts of stuff we put our kids through the last 4 years. Let's not add one more thing to the list. Let's let our kids go out and shoot bucks. So if you're going out this weekend, I wish you the best of luck. I hope you have a good harvest. Appreciate your time, and thank you, and God bless.